Hi everybody, welcome to the Selful Soul. My name is Gladys. So this is a reflection on the solstice as well as on the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. And then I draw just very quickly 4 piles, and you choose, and I just draw 3 cards, one from each of the decks for your specific reading. What are the energies of the solstice? Let's look at the energies of the solstice to start off with. Energies of the solstice. Saturn. Slow movement, maybe, and wanting to rush. Because I saw the Knight of Coins at the bottom there, and I got slow movement. That's what I said, slow movement and maybe wanting to rush. And we get the Chariot in the reverse, which is saying exactly that. So maybe the messages of the conjunction are to do with slowly, 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 and the warning not to be impatient. And perhaps we need to look at why. So I thought, let me just ask the questions as they arise. So for the conjunction, slow movement, letting go of all worry and trusting. I think that maybe trust is the big thing for us as the collective. And this is a warning not to be impatient. Both of these are warnings. They're both sevens. That really, really, really patience is the key. Because look at this. And I want to say again, for me, this is the card of, it's become my card of our spiritual growth. Selful soul. For me, selful soul is not me. It's those of us on this journey of uncovering our harmony, In fact, the High Priestess has a lot of secrets, right? She just doesn't just reveal them to us. We do our spiritual work, and when we're ready, when we are truly ready, a little bit is revealed to us, what we're ready to handle, I just love that. And that's in the upright, this beautiful High Priestess. I wanted to use the F word, but I'm going to behave. That's how I'm feeling. So the messages of the solstice are to be patient with whatever it is. Yeah. If you think about it, the solstices and the equinoxes represent more than anything else the seasons, right? And that's the thing, the message I'm getting is this: there's a season, and I'm getting a shiver down my leg right now. There's a season for everything, and we must just allow. We can't force things, really. To me, it feels like we've done the work. Those of us who are on this path are doing the work, and we must trust that the work we are doing will bear fruit. Look at that. It's beneath the surface. You can't see it. I think the messages are really beautiful. Now, I just want to say something. So before this, my son was trying to illustrate something to me, and he put this random spread out. And this, it was kind of like the Celtic cross for me, but not a full Celtic cross, but it was. We got in this one, in his, the devil, as what we need to think about. And in the near past, we got the tower. Honestly, I feel like the devil, which is Saturn, or which is the Capricorn card, but ruled by Saturn, is so significant, is that Saturn has so much to teach us still. So let me get a card about to what end, to what end, broadly. And the Queen of Swords wanted to come out, but I'm not sure. Let's see. It's too many. I just want one, maybe two cards. So look at that. So the devil's come out in reverse for me, like that. So there's something still about the devil. It's almost like it's not time. Five of Cups. Okay, so these are both in reverse, right? The Four of Swords. I'll just put them upright for you. I think so many of us are tired. So please rest as much as you can. Honestly, I was talking to my son's dad this afternoon, and he was just saying, that thing about rest is so apt. We just are all tired. And I think rest when you can. Be lazy, or so-called lazy. I think that we are being called on to do that. And so then with the Five of Cups in reverse, maybe one of our lessons that we are learning is not to look at the spilled milk and to focus where love is. The two cups that are standing, and love can be in any form, the two cups can talk about the balance within rather than the chaos. It can talk about loyalty and the people that are there with us. So, yeah, let us see now what the conjunction is about. I can't wait to see, to be honest. Okay. Really. I'm feeling a bit dramatic. Four of Coins in the reverse. Like kind of letting go of the material, holding on. There's some message about letting go of the material, holding on. Five of Inspiration, Five of Wands. Can you see how this is, it's about climbing, but it's the same person. The Five of Wands is normally about competition, but maybe what this card is telling us, that the only competition is ourselves, that we compete with ourselves, like to our highest end, not the world's highest end, not what that other person is doing, not anything outside of us. Because in this card, that's all the same person. I'm just loving this, This came out in the weekly reading for one of the groups, or maybe even two, but there's so many repetitions. The Hanged Man, and look at that. Like, this card is so full of yellow, which is like about self-esteem and loving ourselves. But I think being able to look at things in a different way is very important. And again, the message of patience, the message of patience, and that's reversed, right? Because in the reverse, it's telling us that we are not, we must, that's the caution. And then the High Priestess again. I think that whatever your worries are, whatever is going on, something is being revealed to us. So this is a collective reading, right? And there's something about this High Priestess that if we allow, if we are patient, if we don't go rushing in, and we listen, you know, that's the other thing about the High Priestess. It's really being willing to listen to our specific messages. So maybe let me draw a couple more for maybe to clarify this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. So Jupiter rules Sag. I'm not sure if there's another, but I know that Jupiter rules Sag. So, and actually, which makes a whole lot of sense. Well, I suppose the solstice is about the handing over of the sun in a way from Jupiter, Sag, to Capricorn, Saturn. Fool. And that also came out, and beneath the deck we have the Death card in reverse. So the Fool in reverse, again, I would say it's really, I think the message is about not being impulsive. It's almost like we are being reminded of our sensible natures, because perhaps there is a lot of turmoil in the world. You know, there's, ever since I've been on the spiritual path. Now, I've been on the spiritual path, on this New Age spiritual path, since my 20s. That's a long time, right? And ever since then, we've been talking about the age of Aquarius. And so I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of all things spiritual, even though I am on this path, right? But I question everything because it's so easy to say anything. Nothing needs to be proved. Nothing. And, you know, I've seen so much destruction because of it. And so that's why I will be skeptical, and I'll say this, you know, that we need to practice discernment. And I think that the Fool in reverse is, with the Fool in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, it's all reminders of practicing discernment and being, being wise about when do we need to jump and when not. And it's almost like saying there's no need for jumping off cliffs now, taking leaps of faith right now. Or making a distinction between a leap of faith, which the High Priestess will guide us to, will guide you to, and jumping just because it feels like the current thing to do, the woke thing to do, or like the easy thing to do, or even the fun thing to do, you know? Or it might seem like the brave thing to do, but it's not necessarily. It's about being circumspect about that. And then, so this is about celebration. And in the reverse, honestly, it feels like still a holding back. There's a reminder. I feel like there's a caution to hold back. It's almost like gregariousness is not, it's not the time for gregariousness. uh, I don't know. That's what I'm getting in the cards. Because that's wonderful, right? And some of us can't help it. We are by nature gregarious. And some of us are naturally circumspect. But can you see? I mean, the Fool is in reverse, and I'm not going to distrust my cards, and the Three of Cups is in reverse. And it's just saying, it's saying temperance. That's really what it's saying. It's saying temperance. And then we have this wonderful card of Virgo, which I really love this card. I love the Hermit. Now I have a different relationship with my cards, and with the Hermit, I feel such comfort when it comes up, because it reminds me of this how I don't know. I don't want to use the word serious, but the seriousness and the comfort in the spiritual path, in the path of going within, knowing that we have our own inner lamps. So I think that, and this is a fellow Earth sign, talking about Saturn at least. I don't see fire, but I'm just going to draw a couple more to see if there's any more. And look, the King of Wands comes up when I say there's no fire. But let's put the King of Wands there. Passion. Yeah, we can be passionate but still circumspect. The King has learned how to manage their passion. Where do I put my passions? I don't have to do things like the Fool. In fact, if you think about it, look at those. It's like maybe the baby version of because this is it's like Gandalf the grey and Gandalf the white in the Lord of the Rings. Although, I mean, obviously it's not that. But if you know the Lord of the Rings, it's like the cloak was grey, and then when he did that whole fighting, he became almost like a light. Maybe the symbology was that he died and now he was an angel. But I think that I'm going off on a tangent here, but maybe this is the hermit light, and that's in here is representing the hermit light. But the willingness to do that going within. So this King of Wands finds tempers the passions by doing this going within. Card of Virgo. Yeah. So you can have your passions, but they are tempered by the serious internal reflection, which I think is lovely. And so let me look at these lovely Queen High Priestesses. Let me see if they have anything else to share. 2 and 2. Well, the High Priestess is 2, and the Two of Wands is 2, right? And Justice is 2. So I'm going to come back to that because I want to look at that High Priestess first. Death card, and the Death card wants to come out in reverse. You know, death is a very positive thing because it's about transformation, right? So I feel here again, it's that thing of slow transformation. And there's something about this using the mind more carefully, being more, you know, there again, that circumspect. What makes us circumspect? You know, like our hearts can lead us astray. But I guess, oh, baby, can you please come and put the charger in here for me? But I guess that it's our minds together with our hearts that creates that intuition, isn't it? Maybe. But I feel like the Knight of Swords is rushing in a way. But I think with the death card there, you know, I got this weird notion right now. I must close the windows first because the rain is coming. That this Knight of voices in here, swords, is the protector of the High Priestess, like almost like the bodyguard. I don't know why, but that's the feeling that I get here. And that would imply that the intellect is the protector. You know, we really do need our intellect just as much as we need our intuition and our gut. So there might be, so this is the solstice energy. It's like there's something to do with using our intellect because she's the keeper of wisdom. So there might be something about using our heads in constructive ways to support our spiritual path. Yeah, that's what I think. Using our heads to support our spiritual path. That is so interesting. Now I just want to look at these, the Two of Wands, which is that, so the Saturn, so the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, we've got this letting go of material worries in a way. Really, that's what it's about. Being our own compass for success. Taking it easy, looking at things from a different perspective, but like really learning patience. You know, patience is the key to our self-esteem because I see that yellow there, which is associated with the solar plexus. So all of us may be working towards, and you know, that enlightenment, but really I'm seeing this as the self-esteem card, which goes very much hand in hand with this, right? If we are our own measure of success, we have to have a very strong sense of self. And maybe that's something that we will need to work on for the, maybe that's the message of the conjunction. Nice. So the High Priestess now gets the Two of Wands, which is Two of Wands, and Justice in reverse though. Let me just give these three a look properly. Again, it's this passion, right? Although this is stuck passion, stuck creativity, maybe that's what I'm seeing here. You know, in one of the readings yesterday, the King of Wands and the King of Swords came out. And it was like they were in a battle. It's like that the two need to complement each other. There's something about fire and passion tempered with thoughtfulness. Now, this person is feeling two-minded. I want to go and I want to stay, and the negative thing about this is that no decision is made. It's like that step before taking the step. And you know what? I suspect in this narrative, what's missing is it's almost like that two should be one sword and one wand. I think there's really something to do with the sword and the wand, the intellect and the passion. And with justice here, this is the card of Libra, like wanting fairness. You know, and the High Priestess in this card is putting up a hand, like, hold it, hold it. It's almost like fairness. Well, you know, I didn't even think about that. Is an air sign. That is the fire sign. Swords and wands. Swords and wands are strongly represented here. It's like finding, I don't know if we are being urged to find that balance. So in all of your cases, it will be a different thing. But I think as a collective, I feel there's something to do with the fire and air that we need to think about. And in fact, fire signs and air signs are each other's complement. Leo and Aquarius, Sag and Gemini, and Libra and Aries. But this is about I think there's really something we are going into next year maybe, or the next phase. Maybe the conjunction heralds this new phase of balancing passion with intellect. Really, that's what I think. And the way we go about doing that is by this work. And I'm using this High Priestess. This work that going within leads us to whatever the High Priestess wants to show us when we are ready for that to be revealed to us. So there's a strong thing about working with the Hermit and the High Priestess, even if it's over the next couple of weeks. And I think it's really beautiful. I would love to know. And so I would like to ask you to work with the Hermit, the going within, and see what is revealed to you in the form of what the High Priestess reveals to you. And then I'd love to know your thoughts about this fire, this wands, swords energy. It's so interesting. It's really fascinating me. It's like we need to be balancing that, tempering ourselves and tempering the head with the passion. We can't just stay stuck in the head, right? Although if you think about this is very much head stuff. And that's the solstice, what the solstice is saying to us. Almost like the High Priestess needs us to do a bit more of that. that our thinking, not our intellect, our thinking is key. Our thoughts. Now, I'm going to keep this in mind because, you know, even now, like this is what I'm reading, and maybe that's all I need to read, nothing more. I will do the 4 2-card spreads, 3-card spreads. I'll take one from each deck. But that's it. It's like, if I need to know more, I will know more, maybe in my next reading or the next reading. And that's the thing about the High Priestess. She's intriguing. And how lovely to be intrigued, right? Because we don't need to, how boring if we knew everything, right? So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm looking forward to listening to this again. Sometimes I need to go back, well, I enjoy going back because I get so much to think about. One, the clear quartz wand. 2, the selenite heart. 3, the rose quartz. And 4, carnelian. And so just so you can think about that while I'm shuffling. Shuffling. I keep saying shuffling. Yeah, part of my cloud journey. Let's look at group 1. Get the Empress. We get the 8 of Wands in reverse. And you get the Queen of Swords. So again, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the 8 of Wands is in reverse. It's like this battle between the intellect and the passion. So it's something to do with that, those two natures. And we can see it as a battle, or we can see it as them trying to find harmony. Now, the 8 of Wands is about communication, which Swords is also about communication, but the one wand in the deck that's about communication is the 8 of Wands. It's also about making things manifest, bringing, like those ideas that you have, making them practical, not keeping them at just a thought level. And with the Queen of Voices, one of the readings yesterday got the sharp tongue thing, and maybe that's what you are balancing. I think that your theme is communication, but you have this lovely Empress energy, which is about feeling abundant. This is the card of Taurus. So it's about feeling abundant, wanting for nothing in a sense. And maybe that's just an attitude. And maybe it's true. Maybe you do have all you need. So how beautiful if you do. That's wonderful. But you're reminded, Queen of Swords in the reverse can be spiteful, harsh, backbiting, because the Queen of... So I think you need to think about the way you communicate with people. There's a strong message about communication. And you have all this abundance. I think that you have the time to think about how do you communicate in a way that is not destructive. I will leave it there because I don't want to make this too long. Okay, that's for you, group 1, with the wand. For you, selenite, you get another eight of voices, feeling trapped maybe. You get the 7 of wands in reverse. I like in this deck, she's not fighting. She's not fighting for her place. Normally it's standing up for yourself. She's doing it from a very calm space. But it is in the reverse. And then you get this independence card, this card of independence. So I think you are working towards your own independence. This person is financially independent, and because they are able to have relationships on the basis of that freedom, and they are able to have relationships of equals. So think about that. I think that's what you are working towards, and maybe your guidance is to stop seeing yourself as being trapped, or you need to think about how do you get yourself out of that being trapped. These trappings with the 8 of Swords are not real. The traps are not real. The bonds are loose around the eyes and around the arms, and those swords in the original depiction, the swords around, can easily walk through them. So the idea for you, what you need to think about, and look at this. Look at this. Group 1 has the swords and the wands and earth, right? That's swords and wands again, and earth. Goodness me. And there's this absolute theme about balancing in very different ways wands, energy, fire with intellect. So your intellect is what's working against you is how you see yourself. You're seeing yourself as trapped, and you need to start standing up for yourself. I know this came in the reverse, so in fact it's a reminder that you need to start standing up for yourself, and you can do it in calm ways. But first you need to see yourself out of this imagined trap. You have all it takes to get yourself out of that and stand up for yourself and work towards this. That's really something. I'm loving this. Let's see here. Okay, so this group, this death card kept wanting to come out. So there's a huge transformation going on for you, rose quartz. And it might be in love, given that you chose the rose quartz, but there's a big transformation going on. Passion again. But you didn't get the swords here. You've got like, and yours are all in the upright emotions. Yours is the 7 of emotions, choices. Perhaps you will have many choices, and that will be hard, difficult. And then that thing about discernment comes in again. But there's a passionate new beginning. I think that this transformation is about passionate new beginning in whatever area of life I think you wanted to be in. It is probably with emotions. You might find that there are lots of people giving cups out to you, and that's when you need to practice discernment. All that glitters is not gold, and there is something there for you, but not all, and that's where your discernment comes in. So you're going through a major transformation, and I think everyone must call on this hermit for your guidance, for keeping you strong, and to help you get to the Queen of, the High Priestess. Okay, D, and group 4, Page of Inspiration, 3 of Wands, and the Hierophant, the High Priest in reverse. Something is crumbling. I think you're going to let go of some kind of belief, some strongly held belief. 3 of Wands, it's like you're ready to take an adventure. And with the page, is you're ready to take an adventure. I think you're stepping out of some kind of trap associated with conditioning, whether it's an institution, it could be the institution of marriage, it could be the university, how you see university and school. It could be a subject, changing subject choice. It could be a religious belief that you are finally letting go of and starting a new journey with the Page of Wands and the 3 of Wands. Definitely a new journey. Now, there's the Earth sign represented again. No, that's a water sign, the Scorpio, but there's Earth again here. That's also associated with Taurus. So letting go of that. But you might have a little bit more fire in you. So I would say still, temper your fire with the intellect. And there's nothing wrong with the fire because this is positive. It's really looking positive. So even though there's this need to temper, yes, temper it, but perhaps you are on the side of tempering the intellect with the passion, because there's something passionate that you are needing to do. It could be making an offer, it could be setting sail on a new journey, something like that. But let your intellect be your guide. So you're not going to do this, like just jumping over. You will maybe do a little bit more of this, thinking before you do anything, or maybe it is more of the hermit, the going within. And in your actual, I mean, I'm still amazed at this fire, air. It's like fire and air tempered by earth. So grounding, which Virgo will help you do, which this going within will help you do, and then finding your balance, your harmony, not balance, because you might be more needing to be more fiery, but tempering that fire always with thoughtfulness. You might be very much in your head, and you need to temper that with a little bit of the fire, and not get stuck in your head. There's something about that balance for everybody. Okay, everybody, that's it. I think that was really powerful, and I hope it helps you, and I hope it was at least interesting. It's intriguing me in a big way. Okay, I will leave it there. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up, comments, whatever. And share, please, with others. Okay, I'll leave it there. Lots of love to you, everyone. Bye.